Storm in Crimea. A powerful storm killed 3 people on Russia's Black Sea coast and Crimea on Monday, and hundreds were evacuated. State news agency TASS reported that 1 person died in the resort city of Sochi, another on the Russian-controlled Crimean Peninsula, and another person was on a boat in the Kerch Strait, which separates Crimea from the Russian mainland. The storm has been raging in the Black Sea since Friday. Video published online showed huge waves sweeping across the seafront in Sochi and carrying cars away. In the city of Yevpatoria, Crimea, streets were flooded. The Russian-appointed governors of Crimea and Sevastopol, both captured by Moscow and unilaterally annexed from Ukraine in 2014, declared a state of emergency. Russia's Emergency Services Ministry said it had evacuated more than 350 people. And the Energy Ministry said bad weather had left some 1.9 million people without power as of Monday morning in Russia's southern regions such as Dagestan, Krasnodar and Rostov, as well as Crimea and areas of Ukraine that Russia unilaterally said it annexed last year.
Выше от берегов трасса полностью залита, в которой вообще нет пляжа. Вот видите, это море, сплошное море.
At the port of Novorossiysk, Russia, the Caspian Pipeline Consortium and Russia's state oil pipeline company Transneft announced a suspension of loading due to weather conditions. The storm also hit southern Russia and caused waves to flood the coastal resort of Sochi, destroying the roof of a 5-story building in Anapa and damaging homes and schools in Kuban. It was part of severe weather in Romania and Moldova on Sunday that left 1 person dead and hundreds of places without power amid heavy snowfall and a powerful blizzard. Several regions of Crimea declared a state of emergency after the strongest winds in 16 years reached 144 kilometers per hour. The government in Crimea, which Russia illegally annexed from Ukraine in 2014, asked its citizens to stay home on Monday. Government offices, including schools and hospitals, were closed as strong winds continued throughout the day. Natalia Pisareva, head of one of Crimea's regions, said everyone in the Chernomorsky region in western Crimea had lost water supply and central heating because pumping stations lost power. There were also reports of gas pipeline problems in Saki, western Crimea. Storm in Turkey. Turkey was hit by severe storms and flooding over the weekend, causing death, damage and transport disruption in several cities in the country. Two people died in Konya and Sinop provinces, while the coastal city of Izmir was so flooded it resembled Venice. According to the state-run Anadolu agency, a 62-year-old man died in Konya on Saturday after his car was swept away by flash floods. The man was driving on a rural road when he encountered flooding and tried to return, but his vehicle was swept into a canal. His body was later found by rescue teams. On Sunday, another man died in Sinop after he was trapped under a wall that collapsed due to heavy rain. The 58-year-old victim was working at a construction site when a wall collapsed on him. He was taken to hospital but could not be saved. Meanwhile, Izmir, Turkey's third-largest city, experienced unprecedented flooding on Saturday, when heavy rain turned roads into rivers and submerged cars and buildings. The city's mayor, Tunç Sağır, said the rainfall was the highest in 80 years. He said more than 2,000 buildings were affected by the floods and appealed to residents to stay at home. Flooding also disrupted public transportation and caused power outages in several areas of the city. Metro and tram services were suspended, while some bus routes were diverted or cancelled. Authorities say they are working to restore service as soon as possible. Storms and flooding also affected other cities in Turkey, such as Istanbul, Ankara, Bursa, Antalya and Adana, where roads, bridges, homes and businesses were damaged by rain and wind.